Hey guys, real quick before the video starts, I just want to tell you guys that I am really sorry for any breathing you hear through my mouth. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather tonight, and this is actually after I just got done recording the actual commentary over the actual footage. I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh my god, the breathing. But yeah guys, I can't really breathe through my nose right now, so I'm really sorry for any breathing you hear through my mouth. So hopefully you guys will tolerate for this video, but anyways, on to the video. And hello everybody, my name is DW Chan Jr. and today we are here in Battlefield 4. Actually, it's more of a commentary while Battlefield 4 footage runs in the background, but here today I'm here to talk about the patch, the big patch, the one everybody's been waiting for all summer long, having to do with the netcode, the game changes, everything. As you can see right here on the starting screen is one of the most apparent and awesome features this patch has brought so far. This is mostly used for, actually no, it's mostly used for almost every game mode that includes some sort of objective you have to blow up or capture. And it really helps because with the 9-person ready timer, it gives a chance for everybody to log into the game, select their spawn point, and basically get ready to be deployed. So that way you don't have people running off to the, say it's rush, to the rush objectives, arming up before the attackers are even able to spawn in and get down there to defend them and blow them up and move on to the next set of objectives, as was the current problem in Battlefield 4 before the patch, well, the past months. Other things this patch has done has, well, allowed you to increase your field of view not inside the tank, not in first-person view, but in the third-person view of vehicles such as tanks, ATVs. I've not tested it out on helicopters yet, but I'm pretty sure it does the same thing. But it basically allows you to increase your field of view up to 95 on vehicles, and your field of view is pretty much generally works the same on infantry. Speaking of infantry, some other things they've done magnificently with this patch is increasing the movement speed of all infantry in the game. It feels much more like Battlefield 3 now in terms of how you walk, sprint, crouch, and even prone. Even crawling feels a bit faster. Now, onto the weapon changes. Of all things that have happened with the weapons, basically to start off with, all primary weapons have had their damage reduced by 1. So an assault, well, I think all assault rifles, This is actually a bit where it had me confused, was whether it was all assault rifles or all rifles in the game, aside from bolt action rifles and DMRs, I believe, were the exclusions of this. And shotguns as well, I believe. But basically, all primary weapons that fire either a 5.56, 9mm, or some other type of cartridge that is not a shotgun, DMR, or a sniper rifle has had their damage reduced by 1. Some have had their fire rates reduced, but I've heard some of them have also been fixed, such as the STAR-21, or no, not the STAR-21, the MTAR, FAMAS, and the AEK in order to reduce one-frame deaths, but I heard that was soon reversed in the CTE due to some instability with that, but the community soon lashed back at that. Something else they've done with weapons is how the sights function when it comes to the reticle actually moving with the iron sight. And what they have done is amazing. Like, honestly, I am looking forward to the game now, playing it every day even more so than I did before. Like, before it was like, okay, yeah, the game feels kind of inaccurate and stuff like that. But now the reticle stays true to the center of the screen, whether it's a red dot sight, hollow sight, Russian or American or Chinese, whether it's a 4x scope, 3.4 scope, like a PKS and the M134. So whether it's any kind of scope, aside, you know, the medium range scopes to the close range optics, basically have had their red dot reticles, my bad, fixed to the center of your screen so they do not move with the actual iron of the sight. As for iron sights, it's not been affected too much, for the iron sights are, I believe, do stay true with the gun, but I think they work a little bit differently now. I've not gone too far into detail as to how iron sights have worked yet. I've not quite figured it out. Some changes with pistols everybody might find important. The 44 Magnum, MP412 Rex, Unica 6, and the other two revolvers that I cannot remember the names of for the life of me, have had their trigger delays completely removed from the game. Trigger delay is no longer a thing. revolvers now work like they do in Battlefield 3, which I was super happy to please with when I heard about it for the 44 Magnum especially, because that is my favorite revolver in this game right now. And when the Deagle came out, it held no competition to the Deagle itself. Now the Deagle has had its accuracy reduced and its damage reduced from 35 to 28. It's now more of a close range weapon, and you probably won't see people popping off shots from long range as much anymore. Being able to score those long range headshots anymore with the Deagle? I think not. Sorry people, sorry everybody with Dragon's Teeth are premium, but you know, had to be stopped at some point. No, I'm just kidding. I have no problem with anybody who uses the Deagle or anything like that. Deagle is a very good weapon, and what they've done to balance it out with the Magnum and the other pistols in the game has been a very, very, very good change. Some other things they've done with the game, such as HUD and netcode relations, are, with the HUD, you now have the ability to scale your minimap, your chat, your weapon inventory, so your ammo counter basically down in the right-hand corner. You're able to mess with your kill feed, make it visible, or not show up at all like you were able to before, but you're able to do a little bit more with it now with opacity and all that stuff. Same goes for objectives. Enemy objects such as AT mines, or slams, or C4, or anti-air mines. This also goes for enemy Doritos, as we all call them. No, enemy HUD markers, basically. Or 3D spawning, I guess. I'm not actually even sure what to call it. I've never really called it a thing, except, oh look, Doritos over the ridge, you know? But you're also able to apply that to objectives, friendly 3D HUD markings. I'm so sorry for the stuttering, guys. Something else they've done with the netcode. They have basically made it so that the time to kill has been reduced. This is going back to the gun changes now. With every gun's damage being reduced by 1, some guns' damage being, or fire rate being lowered. It has increased the time to kill to help with server-side and client-side kill relations, as well as other improvements made to the netcode that I am not too entirely sure about. We have had the high-frequency network updates since one or two patches ago, and those have been very helpful in the quest to make the game better, and the netcode now feels a lot more like it did in Battlefield 3, and they're even saying on the blog that it is the fastest network coding they've had in any of the Battlefield games. So let's hope that holds true. I've only played with it for a few hours, the game entirely, but I'm hoping it continues to hold true as basically the fall rolls on. Hopefully this will be the fall that Battlefield 4 returns and makes a comeback, and maybe, hey, heck, maybe even EA will get some more sales on Premium, the game itself, and maybe some other things, I don't know. But with EA's initiative lately of player first, if they've been doing that, and that's what's been the whole motivation behind this, they've been stepping in the right direction all summer long. Now, let's move on to some class-specific changes to the game. Starting with the Assault class. The defibrillators now play a sound when the defibrillators are charged at 100%. Previously, you had to guess or sit there and hold it for a long time before you think, okay, my defibrillator's at 100% now. But before, that would also cause you to sometimes miss the window of opportunity to revive. Speaking of opportunities to revive, there's now a new medic triage system in the game. Basically, when a friendly player dies, around the defibrillator marking, as long as the assault carrier has a defibrillator equipped, they will see, either depending upon the blue or green, or whether it's a squad mate or just a teammate, they will see a little timer slowly ticking around backwards, starting at full, going down around the marking of the dead player. If that timer runs out, the player is no longer resurrectable. Beforehand, you really had to guess, and people thought it was about 3 seconds before people died, or about 6 seconds. I honestly cannot remember how people gauged it. But now, there's now a clear marking as to how long you have to revive somebody, and whether, should I go for that guy over there, or should I revive this guy right next to me? Is this guy about to die, or does that guy have some time before I can revive, before he is gone forever? Now on to grenades. The M40, the flashbang, smoke, and RGO impact grenades have all had their ammo count reduced to 1 or 2. The flares still maintain at 3, the M67 frag still maintains at 1, and everything else has changed. The only way you can carry more than one M40, more than one RGO, more than one flashbang, and I think more than one smoke, is if you are using the squad perk that allows you to have more grenades once you have heftily upgraded your squad score. When DICE did this, they were hoping to bring down the grenade spam on all maps, not just a locker and Operation Metro, but the grenade spam on all maps. But both DICE and the community hope that this would make some sort of change on these maps, and as well to the general aspect of Battlefield 4's gameplay. Although this does still leave a bit of an issue with C4 and RPGs, for those are still very, very much so spammable. Now let's move back onto the subject of infantry, more specifically character animations when it comes to the amount your character spazzes out when getting hit by a bullet. Before the patch, this was a very obvious sign of please fix this, and was the bane of most Battlefield players, or was one of the banes of most Battlefield players actually. So what DICE has done is they reduce the amount your character model basically flinches backwards, forwards, left, right, however you want to put it, when you get hit by a projectile. This will hopefully reduce the amount of time so that you get shot from cover when you cannot see the enemy player's head or any other part of the player model. This has most definitely been a great patch for Battlefield 4. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen to Battlefield 4 coming this fall, as the game hopefully comes back to life. It was never dead, but it was almost to that point several times. But now the game will hopefully be better than it ever has been, and I'm looking forward to playing this game this fall and seeing where it takes me. So whether your favorite part of this patch has been the bullet velocity increases on DMRs, the damage reduction on most weapons, the increased time to kill to help with the netcode, the netcode changes to reduce trades and kills behind cover, as well as character bug animations and fixes and changes to basically how everything works in the game. Anyways guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Remember to leave a rating and subscribe, for it does support me motivationally to better myself as a YouTube commentator and better the videos themselves. We see you guys later. Bye bye.